Hello, this is Bill Webb, aka Billy Indiana, coming to you from Moorpark, California. We just moved and I finally got things organized and the new recording area ready. And so today we're going to start off with quite a bit of recording. We're going to do some unboxings and some playthroughs of some games we've been trying to get to. So let's start with some unboxings. These are the games that have come into the collection over the last couple months, and we're going to open them up and show you what's inside the boxes. Alright, so the next game is Empires of the Void by Ryan Laukat and Red Raven Games. I'm going to do two back-to-back here, the Empires of the Void original game and then Empires of the Void 2. I'll put them in one video so you can decide if you want to see both, or I'll put links in the description below so you can jump ahead if you just want to see one or the other. Alright, let's go ahead and dig into this one. This one says here on the back, the galaxy is at war. The Pyrrhus Empire is struggling to maintain power, and a few young alien races see this as a golden opportunity to expand their horizons. Who will join them in the imminent struggle to become the next galactic superpower? 2 to 4 players, 120 minutes, 13 and up age range. This is an older game by Ryan Laukat from 2011, actually, and a little bit harder to find. I actually had to find it via eBay. And I was actually surprised, though, because it said it was a used game, but then when I got it, it was still in shrink wrap. So excited to see that it actually was brand new, especially for the used price that was required to purchase it. All right. Let's go ahead and see what's in this box. Oh, it looks like it really was used. Okay, they just must have redone the shrink wrap, but hopefully everything's here still. Empires of the Void, we got our rule book here. Not a lot of imagery. You can tell this is an older game for them. Their current materials are much more thorough with pictures and much more art driven. Looks like we've got maybe some various factions here. We've got some green spaceships and tiles and some yellow spaceships and tiles. Looks like there's the red. We've got some different events, rebellion coins, distress call. Looks like here's the blue faction, perhaps. And then some other different various tiles, different colors and shapes here. We've got our scorecard and some other cards here. We can maybe take a look underneath the close-up camera at some of the content here of these cards. We've got, looks like our faction boards here. So Pyrrhus Galactic Council. Yeah, not sure why they're color on one side and gray on the other. It'll be interesting to dig in and see how that comes into play. The Nomads of the Earth. The Academy of Eeg. Some of this art is starting to look a little more familiar here. You can see that frog character, which was seen in some other games or something similar. And it looks like on the back it's got some storyline. A lot of Red Raven games have narrative, so some storyline there. Mystics of Siri, Parasites of Sreech, Oracles of Znu, Kingdom of Roth, Narcani Alliance, and Collective 5. So really pretty art on the player boards there. And then we've got some other cards here we can take a look at under the close-up here in a minute. And then looks like these are the game board modular pieces. So we can see different planets with names and pathways on the map. Some asteroid belt or meteorites or something there, and some alien octopus looking creatures. So as always with Ryan Laukat and Red Raven, very good high quality art. Let's see, are these identical on both sides? Looks like it. Yeah, it looks like they are identical. All right. And then here's some more tiles. This looks like it is it maybe a little different. I don't think it's another faction, but I'll have to dig into that a little more. Some more small tiles, some blue dice, some other cards we can take a look at as well. And then looks like the corner pieces to set up the galaxy. So that's what's in the box. Let's take a close-up look at some of the cards. All right, so there's 3 different decks of cards. We can take a look at these first. Looks like these cards are possibly the different factions. So Tan Fu, Beta Com, or I guess maybe characters from those factions. Bindok II, Centina, Akira, Weeble, so just the characters, I guess, in the game. Emrock, Tactine, Scion, Finn, yeah, Tanlock, Pyrrhus, Korra, and Seep. So those are some characters it looks like. These all have this back with a hand on them. And on the other side there's various words and numbers with directions it looks like. So militaristic, scholarly, capitalistic, mysterious, peaceful. So looks like a variety of maybe different options to control the game flow. And then a few of these actually say score on the back. Just the first 3, and then the rest just have a regular back. But all of them seem to have maybe story information. Distress call from Bindok, rebellion on Akira, wormhole at Centina discovered. And so maybe little snippets of story throughout as things transpire throughout the game. And then, like I said, there's some things about scoring there. Score C, score B, and score A. Alright, so those are the cards. So that's what's in the box for Empires of the Void, the first edition. Now let's check out what's in Empires of the Void Part 2. For Empires of the Void Part 2, you can see the box art is definitely updated. Still a game by Ryan Laukat and Red Raven Games. Much heavier box. If we look it over on the back, it says, explore the fringe of the galaxy. Your species has traveled for years in a massive world ship, fleeing from a cruel and unstoppable alien empire. Now in the distant fringe of the galaxy, you must compete to establish a foothold and grow in strength, preparing for the time when the invaders find you again. Empires of the Void 2 tells a story about 8 fringe planets and the species that live on them through unique event and action cards. You'll find ancient ruins, stop planetary wars, transport desperate leaders to distant locales, and rescue worlds from imminent invasion. Will you choose to conquer or befriend the aliens you encounter? Your alien allies will give you powerful abilities and unique characters that you can recruit. Includes 5 unique world ship miniatures. So let's go ahead and get into this one. I don't know how much of it is a true remake of the original board and how much of it is just kind of a new game with sort of a similar feel. So until I have a chance to kind of read through the rules and hopefully play both of them, may not know that for sure. But definitely looks like a big upgrade. This is from 2017. The first one was from 2011. And the art is really pretty. The texture even is really nice. This is like a kind of a granular surface here and then real smooth on the letters. Really nicely done. Let's see what's inside. And this is, like I said, a pretty hefty box. And here we've got the rule book. And yeah, this is more what we would come to expect from Red Raven Games, just with the color and the art built in. Yeah, very appealing. And it's a pretty thick book, so I'm not going to go through page by page. A nice index on the back and some summary information. Looks like there's a lot of detail, a glossary, and card summaries. Towards the end, some pages on learning the game. Yeah, so that's the rule book. Underneath that, we've got, looks like player boards, and the other ones were kind of a thin, not cardboard, but almost like a plasticky material. I'm not sure what it's made of, but very flexible, almost like card material. This is nice, thick cardboard here, and looks like the same though. It's got Some technology, scoring, and ending movement on the back, giving us some background specifically, I think, probably for this faction, the Nomads of Earth. And then the Oracles of Zune. And again, the same kind of information on the back for that group. Legions of Decima. So some of these sound a little familiar. I think that Nomads of Earth might have been the same, but I don't think they're all the same. Parasites of Sreech. So the art's really pretty. And again, same kind of pattern on the back with the specific information. And the Academy of Eeg. And yeah, this frog looks, or lizard frog, looks even more like what we've seen in some of the more recent games in terms of the art there. All right, now it looks like we've got a pretty good chunk of boards. So we've got Mrock and Measle. So punch board there to work through. Santina and Tanfu. So some of those cards we were seeing in the other one, I think, have some of these same names that we're seeing in the maps. And I do remember reading that the map is a little different here. Instead of the modular board, it's a little bit different with these planets. So like I said, I've just seen a little bit online, but. And then Arzos and Silast, Valka 7 and Corlozan. And then now we're getting into a lot of the littler pieces, scoring pieces and character pieces, it looks like. Sarkeen Regency, I think that's something about either the non-player board or something, I'm not sure. And then here is the actual, or not non-player board, sorry. Non-player character. Let's see. This is a big board and very beautiful. Let's see here. All right. You can see most of it here on the camera. Up here we've got move and attack, research and build, card action or diplomacy, recruit, scavenge, and then we've got refresh and then any action here. And there's these circles. I'm assuming that's where those planets get put. On the board, we've got the octopus in space like we saw in the original version on some of those, and some various spacecraft out here, and some have little dice. Looks like some sort of scoring track here on the right hand side. So very beautiful, huge board. This is going to be definitely one that'll fill up the table. And then some baggies to store things in. I think, if I remember right, one of these is maybe first player, and I forget what the other one is, but some icon or some tokens there. And then you've got yellow, blue, purple, green, and red. I think it's the 5 players that you can play with. I think it said it was up to 5. And then some cards. We can take a look at some of these cards under the close-up camera and see what we see. Lots of dice, really pretty. I'll put some of those under the camera too. They're kind of blue and black mottled. And then even more little cubes. So we had, these are cylinders, and then these are cubes, but it looks like the same colors there. And it looks like these are the ships, so we'll have to do maybe just a little bit of putting together so I can show you some of these under the camera as well. And then fairly simple insert, but an insert nonetheless. So let me show you some of these things under the close-up camera. All right, so here you can see a close-up of some of the different world ships. So really cool. On the video, I remember seeing them putting little card tokens here on the bottom and moving them around the board. Each one has a kind of unique little shape and platform underneath. So this has got little tentacles underneath. And this one looks kind of Death Star-ish. So pretty cool. And then this is the commander token, and this is the action token. And then as you can see, the kind of blue and black mottled dice there. Let's take a look at the cards now. All right, so we've got some cards and tiles here to show you some close-up. We've got these Empire cards that have this back, and they're a little bit smaller. It looks like the same as the cover. And then they've got Imperial, Industrious, Friendly, Studious, Militaristic. I think some of these kind of similar from that first version of the game, Entrenched, Manufacturing, Prepared, but a lot more variety, I think, just maybe describing how the different factions are developing. Powerful, colonizing. So those are the Empire cards. And then these I think are mixed up power cards and event cards, and the power cards have a little number on the side. Like here's some that are power cards, I believe. And then I think these are the event cards that don't have those numbers. But there's Prison Break, Orbital Vagabond Station, Dimension Gate, Insectoid Attack, Unemployed Builders. And so you can see, again, just beautiful art on the cards, and a fair bit of text too, I think, just explaining what each card does. Haven't really digged into that. And we see some repeat here. And then, like we said, here are some of the power cards. And I'm assuming the number gives some ranking, mission, action. And so, again, haven't played it yet, just having unboxed it today. But still really pretty art. Oh, it's really neat there. All right, and I think this pile here is just more of the same. There is a scorecard here, and I don't know if there's multiples like in that first version we saw multiples, but this still looks also like a combination of power and event cards. That's a pretty good one. So just kind of quickly leafing through first player. Yeah, so you can see the art really shining through here in the top parts of the cards. And then we've got these, I think, are the pieces that go on the bases of those world ships. And then there's some that have sort of this pentagonal shape. There's a few of those. And then there's a bunch of these tiles, multiples of different colors and factions. So, you know, we can see this style, or this faction, I guess, versus that faction. And it's interesting, you can see different values, I think, on some of these. See if we can pull out a few different ones for you to see here. So lots of different styles and indications on these little tiles. And then these are the planet tiles that go into the board. Just a little bit better close-up of them. And I've already read the names when we were looking at the punch-out boards, but now you can maybe see the art a little bit better. All right. There's all different kinds of cards and tokens and bits and pieces that I don't have under the camera, but the art is pretty similar throughout. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of an idea of the detail of the art on the tokens and the cards and the various game pieces. So there you have it. You can see what's in the box of Empires of the Void Part 2. Lots and lots of pieces and parts, and that's what's making that box nice and hefty. I'm excited to get this one to the table. I think I'll probably try to play the first one first a few times, and just to kind of see what that first iteration of this game felt like, and then move up and try the Empires of the Void Part 2 afterward. I am excited about both, but especially this one after seeing the art and the fantastic pieces. I'm really excited to try this one out especially. So that is Empires of the Void 1 and 2. I hope that you've benefited from this video, hopefully enjoyed seeing the different parts, and Ryan Laukat's art's always incredible. If you have enjoyed the video, I'd ask that you just click on that like button down below, and please subscribe if you want to follow along with Billy Indiana's adventures. Click on that bell icon if you want to get notifications of my future videos. And if you've played Empires of the Void, or maybe you have some other Ryan Laukat game that you really love, leave a comment down below and let me know what you think. As always, thanks for watching. This is Billy Indiana, signing off.